Welcome to Chronic Combat Conversations, a live look at our best bets, picks, and predictions for every UFC event with your host, TB Scouting MMA, and
the Guru back again for UFC 307 from Salt Lake City, Utah. We've got Alex Potam Pereira defending his light heavyweight title against Khalil. I didn't mean to take those steroids. I mean, the war horse Rountree. What a banger of a fight for as long as it lasts. We've also got another title fight. Is it worth mentioning? Possibly. You've got Raquel Pennington defending her belt versus Julianna Pena. The bantamweight title is up for grabs, even though Kayla Harrison is on the card, and we all know why that symmetry is there. But before we could get into this banger of a card, we have an unbelievable guest in the building, a friend of ours, unbelievable gambler, making tons of money, posting all his bets on his Patreon. Make sure you go check him out. You post a ton of bets for free too, honestly. Cody, Blood Money Bets. Make sure you're following him on YouTube. What's going on, brother, man? Good to see you.
Hey, what's up, dudes, man? It's been way too long since we've done a show together, man. You guys are two of my favorite guys in the game. You guys always put in a ton of work, man. Put up a bunch of freaking great videos, bunch of great content, and I enjoy it every time we break down a card. Can't wait, though, for this one, man. See Poatan. I seen a picture with you two. You guys got your picture with Poatan, bro. He's so big.
Dude, God, it's crazy.
We waited 2 hours for that photo.
It's worth
and
it.
I'm telling you, like, it's not like it was like a fanboy type situation. Like, I mean, he's literally like a scary individual. Like,
yeah,
terrifying.
Yeah, that's cool as hell to get a photo with him for sure, dude, and meet him. I can't wait. I want to see him fight live sometime. Hopefully, I get to do it in the next couple of years.
Hell yeah! So here we are. We're live every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Please, if you guys haven't done so already, throw a like on the video. It helps us out so much. We appreciate everyone's support. And please subscribe to the channel. Costs you nothing. We bring you the best bets, best guests, always free picks, and we love to have a good time. So make sure you guys are doing the right thing, throwing a like on the video. If you're watching this after the show's already gone live, leave a comment in the chat. Tell us your best bet. We'll be happy to reply. And throw a like. Come on, help us out. So without further ado, it's what everyone came for. And yes, Daz, we got the best guests ever, but we do have a little bit of a sketchy card, and it's at Elevation. It's in Salt Lake City. We're here now, but yeah, sorry about that. A little delay. We've got Alex Poatan Pereira versus the Warhorse, Khalil Rountree Jr., Roundhouse Rountree against Mr. Stonehands. So I think, man, we just got an absolutely wild matchup here from an overall game planning perspective from the UFC. It's like, oh, we can't have Ankalaev fight in the States, so we got to fill some time. And oh, wait, we can't have Raquel Pennington headline a pay-per-view all by herself. Poatan, are you willing to fight a guy that's not going to take you down? All right, I said I needed off till December, but October, here we are. Why not? So, yeah, it's Mr. Stonehands. Hope you guys enjoy, but minus 470, by God, I think they have it right. So instead of parlaying, I think the Guru had a very good idea for a potential prop situation, and looks like the Mets might have done something positive. So Guru, I think Pereira is going to win. I think he's probably going to finish him fast, but like, what is your thought on how to play this fight?
I mean, I think you kind of just gave it away. Yeah, I mean, I think if this fight is going to be any sort of interesting matchup and not just a 25-minute sparring kickboxing fight, Potan's got to take it to him. And he's not. I just don't think Potan's going to show Khalil any respect, like at all. I mean, let's just be honest. Did he show Jiri any respect? Did he show Jamal Hill any respect? Like, he does his own thing, regardless of whatever somebody else is coming to do. And that's something that's made him a champion and now a reigning champion. Dude is the biggest star in the sport right now. Don't care what you say. I guess it's all regional, but I really do feel like in MMA right now, there is no bigger star than Alex Pereira. And he continues to cook here. The line obviously is unplayable at money line, but I really think an under 1.5 is perfectly fine. If you look at Khalil Rountree, throughout his career, when he gets finished early. And I just don't think that he can, like, he's getting hit with shots from Anthony Smith. So I don't know. That Anthony Smith fight was terrible. Smith takes that fight on short notice. How's my audio? I look a little video laggy.
Yeah, a little. I mean, I'd say it's better than it's been, but we're still in sketchy guru robot territory.
Well, you guys are using StreamYard and everything, right? That's what we're on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a little like the mic kind of cuts in and out or something. That's all I'm like hearing.
Yeah,
a little
exactly.
bit. I mean, I can still hear what you're saying. It's not like that.
Yeah. There's been a few times where it's been like really bad, but this was like definitely playable.
Yeah, because my girlfriend's home and watching TV, and I'm like, babe, can you? It's like it's tough to ask somebody not to watch TV because the internet is that bad. But I think she just turned it off. I think she just turned it off, and I'm now better.
Yeah, that might have been it. But yeah, I mean, under 1.5 plus 100.
I really honestly, it's not as sexy, but I really, really like parlaying the under 2.5.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. It gets you a little extra protection there. Who doesn't like to be safe, you know? But yeah, I mean, I probably am going to have to exercise some sort of restraint here because it's a large favorite. It's a juiced under. And what could possibly go wrong? Someone doing just enough to survive until your bet loses. So that's where I like your idea with the under 2.5. Could be a little juicy. Cody, what do you got here? Who are you picking? What's your play?
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, Ankalaev ain't getting into the country. I think that they want to keep Pereira going as long as they can anyways, because he's the man right now, dude. Like, I watch him fight anybody. I don't care if it's Khalil Rountree or Ankalaev or whoever, you know, he's the man. So give him Khalil Rountree. He's never been beat a top 10 guy. I mean, he beat Anthony Smith, who was number 8, but he was on 3 days notice. So it's really like a number 40 guy, you know? But he's got good Muay Thai. Like, he's definitely not going to be wrestling. He's got good leg kicks and pretty good striking. He's southpaw. But I mean, Pereira is just going to be bigger, better, longer. He's going to hit harder. Definitely got more one-shot knockout power, and he's just a better fighter. I mean, the guys that he's knocked out, there's no way. I don't believe Khalil Rountree would knock out Jamal Hill or Yuri twice and all these people, man. So I don't know. I think that Pereira gets him out of there at some point. The over-unders are tough. Like, all of it's tough to bet. I like Pereira by KO, but you never know if they get it. Like Rountree, he has a chance to finish too, but like, he went almost all 3 rounds with Anthony Smith on short notice. And when 2 good strikers are around, it could be a slower pace fight. So it could get over 1.5. But the only thing I really like doing with this fight was I kind of like that under 2.5, but I just think that if you like somebody that's like minus 180 or something, minus 170, just throw Pereira with that person and get them down to like almost even money. And because the lines are, you know, they're tough to play on this. I could see it going over 1.5 though, but give me Pereira and just like add him on to stuff.
Oh, the anchor method. Look out.
Yeah, I don't know about doing like a bunch, but it's like one. You know, like what I would do, what I'm gonna do is add him with Buckley from like.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So something I like something like that where it gets Buckley down to like minus 120, minus 130, somewhere in there.
Interesting.
And because I even like the KO prop, but I hate getting like, dude, that's why, man, after I had my surgery, I freaking went the next day, dude, and I'm on Percocet and stuff. I'll never take nothing like that. I go to the freaking thing because I had to bet on Friday. I couldn't get the bets in before my surgery because they didn't release a lot of stuff. And I go there, dude, like I'm the smartest guy in the world, dude. And I'm betting like Isaac Dogarian by first round KO, which I never do, but that's what I was betting. I felt dumb. So I don't even, I mean, I do think he gets it done by KO at some point in this fight, but you could, I mean, if you want to cut down the odds and get it to like what, minus 330 for KO, I don't mind that. But
listen, if you're digging into grandma's couch cushions, I think
round 2 or 3. I think he gets him out of there in round 2 or 3. If you just do if you want to do like a straight up round prop.
I just really feel that honestly, if he doesn't get him out early, I think the whole fight just goes over.
It could.
The whole way. No,
yeah,
and I mean the whole way. Because Khalil Rountree, he's been finished 3 times, but he's been finished 3 times in round 1. So I really think that he's somebody that gets clipped early. Otherwise, he's just kind of a snowball kind of going downhill. He just kind of gets in momentum.
He's pretty durable because like 2 of his losses, KO losses, are ground and pound type lot. Like who is it? Tyson Pedro, right? I believe was one that got him out of there. And then Ian Cutelaba just like gooned him to the ground and kept elbowing him. But then Johnny Walker hit him with the elbow to the head. So something like that. I just hope Pereira wins and finishes this dude and keeps going. I would suck to see him lose to Khalil Rountree.
Yeah, I agree. I'm definitely rooting for Poatan here. I don't think I'm playing where it's sitting, but here we go. The fight everyone's been waiting for. They had to make this matchup and put it on such an amazing pay-per-view card. We've got Rocky herself, Raquel Pennington, -170 versus the Venezuelan vixen, Julianna Pena. I mean, what an absolutely electric fight. One that Rocky is looking to get some brutal damage off in the clinch exchanges as she tries to hold on for dear life. And Pena, she tries to shoot takedowns, against Rocky's will, and they get stalled out. And there's 15, 20, 25 minutes of shared control. And there you are trying to figure out who actually came away with the victory. And I don't think I want any part of it. So over 4.5 -280. By God, Rocky the favorite. But I mean, didn't we just watch her get wrestled and nearly submittalated until Mayra Buena Silva gassed out? Yeah, I mean, that kind of happened, So Pena, she does kind of have a path using wrestling, being aggressive, having pretty solid durability. And it's not like Rocky's really putting people away on the feet. So, it's probably another pass, but I'd lean towards the dog side if I was going to be betting this fight. But something tells me I should just not pull the trigger there. And maybe I'll see what happens live, be ready to hop in if something feels off with the live number versus what's actually playing out in the matchup. So I just don't think I have a bet to place on this fight before it actually starts. So what up, James Kendrick? How you doing, man? One of the Protect Your Neck brethren. Hope you find a home here with us at the Triple C if you need a space to hang out, man. So, Guru, what do you got in this absolutely scintillating matchup?
God, do not spend your hard-earned money on this fight. Like, I don't care that it's a championship fight. I don't care if you think you've got the best read. No, don't do it. Don't do it because neither of these chicks are fantastic strikers. Pena wants to get the wrestling going. Raquel wants to get the clinch going. They're both chum for Kayla Harrison. It doesn't matter. So whoever it is just keeping the bench warm. I don't see, I get it. Like, if all things were equal, I could see leaning to the dog. But we haven't seen Julianna Pena in over 2 years. And the last time we saw Julianna Pena, my God, she got absolutely mauled. That was what the first fight was supposed to look like. It was a disaster for her. And now she's old. And she's been there, done that. She's the former champion. She's going to come back and get the belt again? That would put her in such allure in UFC history that I think Amanda Nunes would have to come out of retirement just to beat her ass again. Like that, she can't be a 2-time champ. So I'm going with Rocky, but who fucking cares? I mean, what a woof. And this isn't a women MMA thing. This is this stylistic matchup. Woof.
Cody.
I'm good.
Yeah, man, it's going to be a close 5-round fight. That's going to be maybe split decision. It's like Guru said, it's tough to bet this fight. I like Pennington because she's the champ. She's been more active. I feel like in the wrestling scenario, she'll probably end up on top, She's a junkyard dog. She's got good cardio. I mean, but you can pretty much say the same thing about Pena. I just think that deal breaker for me is the Pennington being more active. And I think she'll be on top in the wrestling. So give me Pennington. I'd say Pennington by decision. I guess it goes over 4-5. I know Pennington doesn't get a finish, but maybe, you know, Julianna Pena, when she gets on the ground and gets on top, she's not really looking to sit in your guard. She's looking to pass and choke you out and ground and pound you, like constantly looking for a finish. So if anybody gets a finish, I would expect it to be Pena. I mean, we've watched her choke out Nunes, but I don't see a finish going. I got Pennington by decision. I like the over 4.5.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely feeling that. And for these reasons, I'm out. This is the Shark Tank version of Chronic Combat. Guru off in Wonderland trying to fix whatever's going on his end. I know his sound is occasionally an issue, so it's been a little sketchy recently. We're gonna have to figure it out for this guy. But anywho, we've got the King of Rio, Jose Aldo, versus Battleborn, Mario Bautista. Cody, I'm going to pass it off to you to start this one. What are you thinking in this matchup?
Another tough fight to call. Both these dudes are very good. They're both durable. They're both well-rounded. Jose Aldo has the best takedown defense probably ever in the game. I feel pretty comfortable saying that. I've watched him since WEC all the way coming up, fighting every team alpha male guy. Marab couldn't get him down. You know, like the dude's got crazy takedown defense. Phenomenal boxing, good leg kicks. He checks leg kicks well. And works the body with hooks. I mean, we've seen him stop Jeremy Stevens, hurt Moicano with hooks to the body. Just a badass dude. I mean, he came back in his last fight. He's 38 years old now. He came back in his last fight, and he looked good against Jonathan Martinez. Won the first round. I kind of thought he lost the second round. Maybe it was one or the other. Either he won the first round, lost the second round, but they were all close. They went to the third, and like Martinez started taking over a little bit, right, with a bunch of volume. And then Aldo was starting to slow down because he usually slows down in fights. And he ended up hurting Martinez with like 2 minutes left, you know, I think, ended up getting on top, getting some ground control, getting off a bunch of ground and pound, and clearly won that fight and looked amazing doing it. But I think a lot of that too, you know, he's good still, obviously, but he was fighting in Brazil, Sao Paulo, so he had all that energy, just like everything had his back. He's fighting Bautista, man, who's well-rounded too. He's got good kickboxing. He's got good grappling, but it's not going to matter here because he's not going to be able to get no takedowns. What he could do is get some clinch control against the cage because he is a big dude. I think he's 2 inches taller than Jose, maybe with a little bit of reach, but he's a big bantamweight. He's active. He switches stances. He's throwing shots from both stances, kicks too, flying knees. You've seen him get Miles Johns out of there. In this fight, I think it's going to be very, very close. And I went with Mario Bautista. The main thing that made me do that was the way against, so Ricky Simone tried to grapple him, wrestle him in the first round. He stopped most of that, landed some decent shots, got hit with a decent shot. Second round, he starts taking over. And then in the third round, he really starts putting it on Simone. And like Bautista's a big dude. He's got really good cardio. He hurt Simone and almost finished him in that last minute. And like I go to Aldo's last fight and he's slowing down in the third. So if we have 2 really close first rounds, right, and one goes to each dude, I feel like Bautista is going to take over in the third and get this win here and win the decision with that third round. So give me Mario Bautista by decision. I like that over too, but obviously it's juiced up.
Yeah, I hear you on that. It's definitely like if this was a passing of the guard type opportunity, I get it. You're setting up Bautista. You're putting Aldo in like his one biggest weakness in a place that's going to expose said weakness, and that's the cardio. I just feel being in a 3-round matchup here, I mean, I gotta go back to the well on the Jose Aldo side. I feel like looking at like the level of competition is really what gets me, and the level of striker, and just seeing a guy like Trevin Jones being able to land the type of shot he does. Bautista, one of like the only guys that gets subbed by Corey Sandhagen. You know, that's not, I know he typically puts some guys in danger, but I know that's early in Bautista's career. He takes that fight, you know, in a debut versus Sandhagen. So that's tough. But what I do take away is like he has been finished multiple occasions, and we have seen his chin kind of checked as well. And I think Aldo, like Bautista's not getting him out of there early. And anytime he goes to engage in the pocket, it's going to be counters and the boxing, the pivots, the footwork. Aldo is really still that guy, and it just comes down to, is he going to slow down as the fight goes on? Is Bautista going to be able to put on a pace? Is Bautista going to be able to grapple here? I don't think I don't think so. Like, that's just not what I expect. Now, he's the bigger guy, he's the younger guy. You could turn a missed takedown into a back take, and I think that that's kind of the best path to control for Bautista, but I don't think he's working him in the clinch. He's not Alexander Volkanovski, like a bowling ball that's 4 inches shorter but has more reach and used to be like a 2-something pound. Like, there's only certain types of guys that can control Aldo, like Merab Dvalishvili. Like, that guy's a psychopath, and he's I wouldn't want to know what's in his blood, like, quite frankly. I just don't want to know the content. So the guy, like, I don't think Bautista's quite cut from the same cloth. And I think he's a great fighter. I think he's very well-rounded. But I've seen him in a lot of close matchups against guys that really can't hold a torch to the striking of Jose Aldo. And that's what leads me to, I jumped in before the line moved a bit to plus 124. But even to this point, I think you got to take the dog shot on the more experienced fighter in a 3-round fight. I mean, 5 rounds, I'd be a little more concerned. You know, I think then you're like, oh, wow, like the younger guy over it. Like, I think that's where you see Sean Brady, like, really pull away in his last fight over the distance. Like, sometimes it makes a huge, huge deal of difference. I'm just not sure in this spot. I still like Aldo here, but I get it if you're on the Bautista side, especially going against some public play and line movement. Guru?
Oh, I get to go too? Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. What if I told you Mario Bautista was on a 6-fight win streak? What if I told you of Mario Bautista's 6-fight win streak, only 2 of those fighters are still in the UFC? Yeah. Level of competition to the max. And not for nothing, the way he lost to Trevin Jones still lives rent-free in my head. Coast through round 1, looks fantastic, gets hit with a fucking lead uppercut. Sleep. Bad news bears. And also, not for nothing, across this 6-fight winning streak, he has 3 decisions and 3 subs. Jose Aldo's been subbed once. You are not subbing Jose Aldo. And Mario, who's not the cleanest striker, is going to look to grapple. You're not taking Jose Aldo down unless you're Merab. So, Jose Aldo is going to score more points. He's going to land more damage. He is going to win a decision. Jose Aldo, plus money. Sock it to me. TB, what did you tell the people what line we got? Not that we should do that, but we did all right, right?
I mean, it's okay to do so. I would still recommend the play here. It's plus 140. It's not like to beat it by 100 points.
Nice. And I don't hate it. I mean, it's going to be a close fight. I mean, split decision type fight, you know?
To me, you just heard Jose Aldo call out Sugar Sean O'Malley, and I was like, whoa. I didn't think of that matchup. I had never thought of that matchup. It's just a weird thought. Old school versus new school. But hell yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be a good fight.
Nice. All right, so here we go. We're moving on. We've got Ketlen Fenomeno Vieira versus the Golden Girl, Kayla Harrison. Certainly PFL's still salty that she's not there. Yeah, and my question is, when she looks across the octagon in this fight, does she get PTSD from the Larissa Pacheco experience? Because if not, you know, looking back on like the Yana Kunitskaya fight, I mean, I come away seeing how those elbows at the end when Yana finally figured out, like, oh, wait a second. I can get to a little bit of top control here at the last second as Vieira goes for a sub. And I feel like Kayla Harrison's judo and her wrestling and the fact that Vieira is not necessarily the most aggressive striker, like, she's going to give Kayla some space and some time to, like, feel comfortable in the octagon. She's not going to come out just looking to bully her. And I think Harrison at some point going to duck under a big power strike, get in on some type of body lock, get a judo throw, and end up trying to rain down elbows. The question is she finding a finish? Is she getting control and not getting a finish? I mean, at minus 1050 here, it would be an upset of epic proportions. And I'm just not looking to take the dog here. So the question is, does the fight go the distance? Because then I think it could get really interesting from a pricing perspective. So That's the only way I think I'd play this fight. Guru, what do you think you got going here?
Yeah, not much. I know Ketlen Vieira has solid takedown defense, and that is kind of what makes this fight interesting, especially if it could extend out. But did you give her the nickname Golden Girl?
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, it's pretty terrible, but it's not the worst one ever.
Not the worst I've done.
It's not the worst you've done.
It's a good one.
And
that's actually Guru giving me major credit saying not the worst. That's actually like him saying
that's pretty good one. It's pretty good one.
I had to ask it. Well, because she's the most cringe individual since Ben Askren. So it's like, wow, that could plausibly be her nickname. Yeah, I like Kayla Harrison to get it done. She really should get it done. Again, if she doesn't, my God, like the world will be talking about Ketlen Vieira. But yeah, I think Larissa Pacheco is actually really fucking good. So
she is.
Yeah. And she's on all of the like if Kayla Harrison's on the steroids, Larissa Pacheco's on all of the steroids.
She's on everything.
Yeah,
everything. So if you're playing this fight, I guess you do have to take an under, but I'm so good. TB and I are practicing this thing called discipline, something we lack very, very much. And we have to exercise it here.
That's a good thing.
I like it. Cody, did you get your say here?
By the way, if anybody's interested, well, Irish crickets for you.
Look at that.
Yeah, man, I like Kayla Harrison here. She's freaking huge at 135. I mean, they're pretty much same height. I think Vieira might have the same reach, but like Kayla's a beast, dude, cutting down a lot of weight, and she's just a big physical human being. Ketlen Vieira's got good takedown defense. She's got a good ground game. Like I thought she'd be Raquel Pennington when they fought, and she lost a split decision, but I thought she like kind of clearly won that fight. She was doing most of the cage control, showed great takedown defense, and she's a big girl. But yeah, man, she's not dangerous. She's got 10 UFC fights and only one finish, you know, and she's been finished one time. The other 8 have gone to decision. And Kayla Harrison to me is going to be able to land some judo throws. She's going to be able to get the takedowns. Like you guys said, the big question is, will it finish? And I think it can, man. I think Kayla Harrison pushes that crazy pace with pressure and that, and kind of makes these girls want to get out of there. So I think that she can break Ketlen Vieira. So give me Kayla Harrison in the under 2.5.
Okay. Yeah, and that's ultimately why I might, stay away. That my only debate is, am I touching the over? So we'll see.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I could go over, but
no,
Harrison's dangerous.
It's
on the
fade
ground.
the narrative. It's under or bust. It's under or bust.
What's the narrative that this going to go over?
Yeah, that it's going to
Oh,
distance.
People think
that it's a decisionator city.
I mean, it's even money whether it's inside or goes the distance, though.
Not according to your book, not according to what you have written here.
Over 2.5 at -154 would mean that fight goes the distance.
Wait, you got over 1.5.
I'm talking about
under plus 230. The under's probably
like, oh my goodness,
125.
Yeah, like I'm like 230. Hello.
No, that's
even at plus 130. I like it. And if you can get like fight doesn't go to decision, or you might as well just take Kayla Harrison inside the distance, right? Because I don't see Vieira finishing Harrison. So really, Harrison has
sit
the
and
only
spin,
upside.
TB. Sit and spin.
So to me, like she has really the only upside, you know what I mean, on the finishing ability. This Vieira ain't finishing nobody.
Fair enough. I will most likely pass then if it's not an over. So we've got the Caucasian Roman Dolidze. For some reason, the UFC gave this nickname, or he had this nickname originally from the Caucasus region, but they've stripped it from him. He's a brethren of the mountains of Caucasus region. Yes.
They did. He can't have that nickname, they said?
I don't know. I guess not, because it's no longer on his UFC stats. But when he first came to the UFC, that was the thing. Then we have the Trailblazer, or is it Big Mouth, or is it Batman? It's Kevin Holland. It's a bird. It's a plane. Yeah, it's Kevin Holland time. The question here, I feel like this is a very binary matchup. Dolidze should have a grappling edge. Holland should have the striking edge. Holland's the way taller, longer, younger guy. So, oh man, I don't know. Something tells me we're in for something silly here. Guru, do you have a comfortable read on this fight? How are you feeling about it?
Do I have a comfortable read on this fight? This is one of those things that, like, if you think that you have a comfortable read on a Kevin Holland fight, you better be fading him, because it can't be in favor of him, because nobody knows what Kevin Holland's going to do. Not even Kevin Holland. Like, I don't play by anybody's rules, even my own. Like, he's fucking nuts. He just wants to. He's like, it's okay if I lose this fight, because then they're going to feed me a bunch of bums and I'm going to kill them and make a lot of money. It's like, bro, we want to bet on you. The fight to go the distance is minus 182. I was hoping to get some pick'em there or something close. I mean, they know that these guys are going to go out and spar for 15 minutes. I hate to say it, but I'm passing. I'm taking Kevin Holland because I just think he's going to land more at distance, and Roman's not just going to be able to clinch and hold on to him. He's not like the best open mat wrestler. But yeah, give me Kevin Holland, but I want no part of this fight at all.
Cody.
Yeah, both these guys are kind of untrustworthy the way they fight, but Kevin Holland's really untrustworthy. Like, he has the worst fight IQ on earth. Like, go watch all of his fights. Like, he'll go to the ground with people he shouldn't go to the ground with, let people up he shouldn't let up. You know, people that are beating his ass, like Wonderboy Thompson, he just takes him down easily, lets him up. So you really can't trust him. I mean, he fought like MVP in them and really didn't try to grapple in them, like with Jack Della and MVP, where you figure maybe he could have some grab. But the problem is his grappling sucks. Like, he's got decent jiu-jitsu, but like his offensive wrestling's terrible and his defensive wrestling's terrible, especially at 185, where he's just a tall, skinny dude. You know what I mean? He's fighting a dude in Roman Dolidze who came down from 205 and is a big, thick 185er. And even though he hasn't been getting too many takedowns against like Marvin Vettori and Jack Hermanson in them, which I think he might, or Jack Hermanson took him down, he kept reversing him. But I mean, earlier in his career against other guys, he was getting a bunch of takedowns, you know? So I actually think against Kevin Holland, dude, he's a big, strong dude. Like, he's going to be able to take Kevin Holland down, and he's got the jiu-jitsu to survive and get some ground time. And then when they're striking, like, it's not going to be that much of a difference. Like, Kevin Holland's fast and all that, but he never really pulls away from that many people. How much is it? I mean, maybe he's grown back into his 185 frame, but he was never big at 185. But then you go down to 170 for a couple of years and cut all that weight. For a skinny dude, it's probably hard to just probably try to put some weight back on. But I'm going to go with Roman Dolidze because I don't trust Kevin Holland's freaking fight IQ at all. Dolidze showed good striking, like against Marvin Vettori. I actually thought he won that fight against Vettori. He knocked out Phil Hawes. Knocked out Kyle Dawkins with that knee in the clinch. He does have, that's another thing, is Kevin Holland can be clinched against the cage. And Dolidze has a strong cage clinch like he was doing against Nasser Dinamavov. But I actually think he can land some takedowns against Holland at 185. So give me Dolidze as the underdog.
Yeah, I was leaning that way. I had a bet out on the Dolidze side at plus 140 and decided to take the money back. I figure one way or another, disappointment awaits in this one. I projected to go the distance. I think Holland does definitely have a significant advantage in volume and the ability to stick and move. And I think Dolidze, if you're showing the inability to be able to have better footwork than a guy like Marvin Vettori, and I know he comes close on like trying to land power, but Marvin Vettori also has zero like real defensive like mindset per se. Like, he doesn't move his head. It's just like, my chin is made of marble and granite and the finest, you know, rocks you can find. And he's just going to eat every shot you can throw at him. It's like Kevin Holland, he's going to try to get out of the way of these shots for the most part. And I think he does use like some maneuvers that should be able to buy him some space in a larger octagon. And can I really trust Roman Dolidze's gas tank at the 185 cut to wrestle for an extended period in elevation? I mean, we saw what happened in the Trevin Giles experience. And then he goes for these inopportune, you know, submission attempts where he gives up position to go for it. And I think he catches Jack Hermanson a bit by surprise. And I mean, the physicality, that's really like the big factor here is like, can Dolidze just kind of bear hug Holland and slow him down to his pace for the 15 minutes? Because I don't really envision a finish from either side here. So while originally I thought Dolidze might be able to like wrestle heavy and easily take like that 15-minute decision, like the Derek Brunson method, the Marvin Vittori method, but his style of takedowns isn't. It's like hold the body lock and hope for something good to happen. I don't really think he's
I think like Cody's saying though, he's saying Kevin Holland doesn't pull away from anybody on the feet. And
yeah,
when it goes into those grappling exchanges, he doesn't need wrestling. He can just push him against the cage, and Holland's gonna sit there like this and just kind of try to hit his back. Like he's just not gonna fucking do anything.
Holland's like he's a top 20 welterweight, but like he's a top 50 middleweight. Like I don't like him at middleweight that much. Like he gets and I think Dolidze is like a good middleweight. Like I really do. I think Kevin because and then you add on Dolidze's durable as shit, and like usually that's Kevin Holland's path was like either get you with the knockout because other than that he has a lot of split decisions and some he shouldn't even have won at 185 like against Darren Stewart and just all kinds of people got choked out cold by Brendan Allen. Yeah, I don't really like him at 185, and I think Dolidze is a giant dude too, man. At 185 to. Like he even Holland got knocked down by Jacek his last fight. He just hit him with the armbar because Jacek's trash on the ground. But it should be a good fight. It's an untrustworthy fight. It's hard to bet this one either side for sure.
Yeah. I come away thinking that if my takeaway is the fight's going the distance, they have a capped at -220, and I think Holland is younger, bigger, better athlete. Taller, more reach. I shouldn't say bigger. I mean, Roman is way thicker of a guy, but it's telling me I should probably stay off and learn something here. And we could probably get in live if something fun happens, because sometimes when you decide to pass, they can leave you more opportunities to have fun while the fights are going on too. So you don't have to bet every single fight before it starts. That's something we're going to keep on trying to do here. So overall, damn, I mean, I guess once you got haters, you really made it, right? So shout out to everyone who decides to come out and support the show. So we're having a great time out here as always. But I hope you find a new Mansa, just like Joaquin Buckley. Stephen Thompson, the Wonder Boy, or is it Wonder Man, Wonder Grandpa, versus Joaquin, new Mansa Buckley. Man, this is just Guru. Why don't you go ahead and tell me your feelings here?
This is a very interesting fight as you've got Wonder Boy Thompson, who is coming off of, losing 3 out of his last 4 fights. He's lost 5 of his last 7, 5 of his last 8. It's just, is this the end of the rope for Stephen Wonder Boy Thompson? And you've got Joaquin Buckley, who's fresh off of Nursultan. He put on the wrestling shoes, took his ass down, beat the hell out of Vicente Luque. Had to listen to people in both of those fights tell me how each one of those opponents were going to beat him. I put 5 units down on Joaquin Buckley before the Nursultan fight. I was just unbelievably confident that Joaquin would be just fine on the feet, and then if it needed to, he would wrestle him. And Nursultan had no takedown defense. And that's basically exactly how I thought that would go. In this fight, you could be worried, right? Because Stephen Wonderboy is elusive. He's tough to take down historically. He's got good takedown defense. He's good at kind of sticking and moving, shifting his hips, which are exactly the type of tough things that make it difficult for somebody to take you down. I don't know how long Wonderboy Thompson can just survive on his speed and athleticism. He's 40 years old, and he's facing 42 years old, and he's facing somebody in Joaquin Buckley who is unbelievably fast, unbelievably explosive, and unbelievably tough and durable. I don't care about the Alessio Di Chirico kick. That knocks out almost anybody. It was a perfect shot. And honestly, the Chris Curtis thing was sweet. He's done an unbelievable job. Chris Curtis fight would be a fight that they may run back at some point in the future. But I really think that they're like, all right, Joaquin, you think you're something? Show us what you got. Here's Wonder Boy. And I think he gets the job done. Somebody that won't be denied. Wonder Boy hasn't fought on the prelim since 2014, for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Cody.
Yeah, this is, to me, it's a fight for Buckley. This is like your passing of the guard or whatever. That's this to me. Like, Wonder Boy's obviously got some of the best striking in the game. And if you just strike, if Buckley comes out here and only strikes with him for 3 rounds, he's gonna probably lose, most likely. And it would still be a pretty close fight, but he would most likely lose. But Buckley, like Guru was saying, is super explosive, man. The dude's he's got power in his own kicks, he's got power in his own hands, and he's got a super fast, powerful blast double. And that's what he's hitting Ruziboev with. That's what he's going to hit Stephen Thompson with, man. Buckley's going to use MMA on this dude. I love Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Come on, like 42 years old, and his takedown defense has been looking pretty bad lately. I don't think many people tested it that hard when he was younger. He used same amount of movement and stuff. He just wasn't fighting as many grapplers like this. And then like Tyron Woodley barely tried to grapple him. So Gilbert Burns, Bilal Muhammad, Shavkat, they've all shown the way. And I think Buckley's got the striking, obviously, to stay safe. And like Wonderboy's, I think he's got like 1 finish over Kevin Holland in like the last 8 years. Like, he's really not a finisher like that. So he is, but I mean, back in the day. So give me Buckley. I think he mixes everything up. I could see him getting like a 3rd round finish from ground and pound or the decision, but I like the 3rd round or decision problem.
Look out, we got the trifecta here. We pulled the trigger nice and early on the Buckley side, got a little line movement. Guru was scoping it out for us. It was a beautiful thing. So except I had to keep an eye on someone's picket. Someone was trying to keep it a little quiet, weren't they? But overall, you know, this guy over here thinks he's slick. I'm paying attention, but no, I feel the same way. And, you know, I really tried to investigate this matchup from multiple different layers and angles. And it all comes back to the athleticism and the power in the takedowns. And the fact also, one little nugget I can add to this that these fine gentlemen haven't already given you is that Buckley's been working with a bit more of a grappling camp this time. Maybe not as like his main thing, but he's been going heavy with some of these guys. I think is like the B team. Is what I've heard from, I think, shout out to Half the Battle, Dan Levy, someone in his chat, him himself had kind of brought up the grappling and someone else had clarified. So definitely appreciate the guys out there getting good information. And it's nice to know that if Buckley does get a takedown, I'm not even saying that he gets a submission per se, but it's nice to know that he's been working on his grappling and control, because that's where it's like Merab, he has incredible wrestling. He's got some of the worst jiu-jitsu you've ever seen for how good of wrestling he has.
Yeah.
Whereas like if Buckley gets a takedown, you don't want to keep expending energy having to get the guy back down in elevation. But if you have the jiu-jitsu to control a guy like Thompson from bottom, I mean, damn, I could see where Buckley minus 225 and the over 2.5 minus 215 come together for a beautiful Buckley decision. But would I be surprised to see a finish? No, I saw the Anthony Pettis fight. I saw what, you know, these gigantic athletes can do to a 41-year-old guy that is not willing to take a fight unless it's like exactly the way that it's supposed to be, you know? And I think the UFC is starting to say like, hey, Wonder Boy, like, it's been great, buddy, but you can't just like not fight someone because they missed weight. Like, take their money and you got to fight. So he's gotten a couple tough matchups here. I think Guru did very well to get out ahead before this got to the minus 200 range. So we're riding, baby. This is one of our couple plays here. So let's make some money on Joaquin Buckley. Show me the new Mansa. Take me to greatness. Our next fight, as we move along, is not there yet. Make sure you guys are doing the right thing. Throw a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're having a great time. The nicknames have been slightly better tonight, so look decent. Out.
Decent.
Guru's enjoying it.
They've been better because there was one.
All right, so we're moving along. Haters gonna hate, but we got Mean Marina Rodriguez versus Iasmin Aladdin Lucindo.
Boo! Boo!
Go down on
Boo that man!
Yeah.
Boo!
Yes, let's go. Take me on a magic carpet ride. We've got Iasmin Lucindo at minus
That one
198.
I like, but I've already told you I like that one. That's just funny. That's a mean nickname, so I like that.
No, it's not. It's Iasmin and Aladdin, but maybe
It's
she looks like more
totally
like Aladdin.
It's mean because she has brown skin and literally looks like Aladdin because she has
It's
short
mean
hair.
Marina Rodriguez.
No, you're
What's
mean
telling
TB
me?
scouting MMA.
Fair enough.
But I like that fucked up sense of humor. That's why we're friends.
There we go. Well, minus 198 on the Lucindo side. Dag nabbit, in another day and age, I might have been looking at the Marina Rodriguez idea here, but I don't think she can do enough to stuff a takedown and get back up to her feet. I think Lucindo's got the easy path to victory in that regard. And the striking on the feet is probably going to be closer than you'd like it to be for someone as credentialed and as experienced as Marina. So I got to go towards the Lucindo side, but the over is chalked out the butt. And I don't think Lucindo's subbing her. Avina Jandiroba didn't sub her. So ultimately it's Lucindo. It's Lucindo by decision. It's like, is it like the Taylor Lapalus play last week where it's kind of like, shrug your shoulders, take the minus 140, just kind of do it to get a couple dollars back?
No.
Guru, what do you think?
Because Taylor Lapalus by decision is automatic. That's like a Steph Curry 3-pointer. Like it just goes in. But in this fight, you know what I decided?
Yes.
This is how you get AIDS if you're ready. You guys want AIDS?
Oh God.
You
parlay
all three women's favorites.
Good luck.
Lucindo,
Raquel,
Harrison. And Harrison. There you go. Enjoy.
What about
they could win?
Yeah, it could. Sure. Could
What
also
about
give you
Tisha?
aid.
That's another favorite.
But otherwise, I just don't see it here from Marina Rodriguez. She has an obvious hole. She's a turtle off her back. Lucindo, despite being shorter, has more reach. This fight is tailor-made for her. She's fighting Karolina Kowalkiewicz, Polyana Viana, and Brogan Walker. All of a sudden, they're giving her Marina Rodriguez, who's just fought Jessica Andrade, who just fought Vieira Jandiroba, who's going to fight for a title. Like, they're giving Lucindo this matchup for a reason. And I think she gets the job done.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I like Iasmin Lucindo here. I think that she the striking should be pretty even, if not maybe Marina Rodriguez just a little better. Good Muay Thai clinch and stuff, but I gotta assume that Iasmin's going to be able to mix in a little bit of grappling. She does mix it in. She's got a strong body lock takedown, and I expect her to land a takedown or two in this fight and just mix it in and use that plus with some striking, land some big shots to get the win here. But it's going to be very close. It's probably most likely going to go to decision, and I mean, it's hard to trust any judges these days. Even though the other fight, her last fight, Marina against Andrade, went to split, but I kind of thought Andrade kind of clearly won the second and third, but it was still, I mean, she's a tough girl. She won the first over Andrade, and I don't know if is Lucindo better than Andrade at this point at 115. I don't know, but I'm going to take that chance and say that the 22-year-old is going to beat the 37-year-old. So, but she will have to mix in the grappling, in my opinion. If it just stays striking, it's going to be very close. If not, a Marina Rodriguez could get the win there. But mix in that grappling, 22-year-old prospect phenoms coming up, man, and we'll see her fighting bigger and better people.
Yep, I like it. It's consensus, but it's dangerous at the price. All right.
Yep.
I promise.
I gave some AIDS, though.
You did.
That's what you all wanted.
Yeah. I don't know if it's what I wanted, but
you wanted it.
And it's
doesn't matter if you wanted it.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Speaking
Just remember, yes is yes and no is yes. You wanted it.
Oh no. All right. We've got the great ape, Alexander Hernandez. I promise I wouldn't give anyone a nickname like that. So that was his own decision, and that's a poor life choice. And it's against Austin Thud Hubbard. Man, just why so short notice? What are they doing here? I don't love it overall, just from a general fight perspective. But Guru, what do you think?
I think that this is not the next fight, but I'm not 1,000% sure.
I used the UFC stats lineup, and
they may have changed. I don't know. All right, that's fair. Maybe this is next. It
is next.
All right, you little skeet bop. Yeah. I mean, I again, this is a fight where either Alexander Hernandez beats this guy that can't duck a punch to a bloody pulp, or he overextends, misses on all his shots, and Hubbard starts grinding him out late. Like we've kind of seen that before. Secretly, Alexander Hernandez's last 3 fights in a row have gone the distance. And now they're all of a sudden they're hip to it. I was like, oh, give me some plus money on a decision. Fight goes the distance. Nope. Not there. I mean, to me, you're right, Nate. This is a terrible matchup. I mean, to me, this is like, Alex, if you even remotely want to, if you even want to still be in the UFC, you have to beat a guy like Austin Hubbard. And Austin, I don't know why you're here a second time, but enjoy getting hit by Alexander Hernandez. Is I'm sure both of their philosophies here. I don't love it. And I told TB that when the play was fight goes the distance and it was way too chalk to play. And then, well, now it's like you either fade narrative for the back, right? Somebody gets a finish somehow. But with my initial lean being to the decision, it has to be a pass. You can't, if you're trying to practice discipline, you can't do that. So I'm going to go with my balls. I think the fight goes the distance, and I'm not willing to lay that chalk. So, like they say on Shark Tank, I'm out.
Yeah, this fight, I mean,
I did that before too when you were actually off in Wonderland. That's kind of funny that you did that independently.
You said that joke too?
I said for these reasons, I'm out. Just like it's Shark Tank night on Chronic Combat.
Wow. Okay, so that's like the universal collective consciousness working there. That's crazy.
That's pretty nuts. Pretty nuts.
I pretty much agree with you guys on this. It's a tough fight to call. I like the over 2.5. I think that Alexander Hernandez can keep this fight standing. Like, I mean, he probably has the better wrestling, but he doesn't want to really be out here offensive wrestling because it slows him down. And I think that he has better wrestling than Thud Hubbard. I don't like that he's on short notice, but I mean, he looked pretty good on short notice against Jim Miller, who I think is probably better than Thud Hubbard. I don't know if he pushes as crazy a pace as Thud Hubbard though, but this fight's going to be close. I like the over. I'm going to take Alexander Hernandez. I think that he's able to stop the takedowns and just land the bigger shots. But like, I don't trust him. I don't trust betting on him. You know. So
did you just keep calling him Thud Hubbard so I would recognize what was happening? Because I didn't notice the nickname.
It's his real nickname.
That's his real nickname. Yeah, Thud Hubbard. Yeah, Austin Thud Hubbard.
You're so dumb. You just hate me so much.
That's a real one.
You can't unblind yourself with your bespectacled view over there.
That's his real nickname.
Go use Google. Do you know how to
I didn't even realize I kept calling him Thud Hubbard, but that's what went from his first fight. He fought like Kyle Proshlisek or some dude from Canada.
What a terrible nickname. My God.
Because he just gets beat up, dude.
The auto TB nickname generator for that.
He just like runs into stuff and gets beat up and then overcomes people. You know what I mean? So I think this was Stud, but he's not great anywhere. I don't see where, he's not really a knockout guy and he's not a great grappler. He's just got pretty good cardio and durability. But yeah, I'll take Hernandez, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets beat. It's just weird.
Yeah. It's where laying chalk goes wrong. The Alexander Hernandez experiment. All right. We're moving on. We've got Cesar Almeida versus duelist Ihor Potieria. Blood Money, what do you got cooking over here?
Yeah, dude, I think this line's like crazy off because, I mean, Cesar Almeida's a good kickboxer. I mean, he's fought Alex Pereira and all them, and he's got good leg kicks. But he's not really like crazy one-shot KO. He's not Alex Pereira by any means. And then he has like decent takedown defense. But he can get taken down. He can get controlled a little bit like Kopylov was able to do. But good striking, like I said, good punches, obviously world-class kickboxer. Then you got Ihor Potieria. He's a big dude at 185. He's actually pretty tough, dude. He's just fought some really tough dudes in the UFC, you know what I mean? Even like Negramanu, Carlos Ulberg. Who else has he fought? He's fought some pretty tough guys. And he's won some and lost some. I mean, that the other guy that he won at 185 wasn't that good, that Robert Durzik or whatever, but I don't know. He's got decent striking, good takedown defense. He's pretty durable. Slows down a little bit as the fight goes, especially at 205 when he's fighting big dudes like Bellato. But then you watch him fight Bellato and almost finish that dude, and it's like he's pretty dangerous. I mean, he's hurt a lot of people. But like I said, he's ended up getting finished. I'm taking Almeida, but I don't trust it. It's just because I really don't trust Ihor. But like, what if he's a big dude at 185, and if he tries to grapple, he may be able to get some grappling going. And just like I think Cesar Almeida is a little more low output standing, so it could go. I like the over 1.5 actually. To be honest, in this fight, I think that this could go over. Just because, like, if you watch Potieria fight Negramanu, even Bellato and them, dude, he took some big ass shots in them fight and still stayed up. Like, even when Negramanu was hitting him with them knees in the clinch, and he got a standing TKO, you know. So, but I'm gonna take Almeida. I just don't like this line at all.
Something bad is happening to the Mets. Is what
What
I'm
happened?
guessing is happening to the
Back-to-back solo home runs for that fucking bum Buto. What are you doing?
Is Butte.
Oh, he gave up 2 home runs back to back.
Yeah, that's terrible.
In the 7th, bro. What are you doing? Oh my God, dude. Yeah, I mean, this fight is the line makes no sense. I mean, they're lining this fight like he killed Roman Kopylov. I don't even
Yeah, true.
I don't even know how to feel anymore. Like, I had a bet on Almeida. I feel like if you want to use the letter of the law, right, it's supposed to be damage over control, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like he could have won that fight. It was close, but I understand the Kopylov getting it personally. Like, he has to nuke. This line is saying he's going to nuke Potieria. And we've already seen Potieria, like, he has cardio. Not amazing cardio, but he out-decisionated Bierchek.
Yeah.
So if it's dog or pass, plus 300, he's already
I feel
done
you
it.
on that. I feel you on that.
He's already done it as a big dog. So I like him in this spot. He has way more experience. You see time and time again, Vitor Petrino, Anthony Smith, like, you see time and time again that, like, UFC experience means so much. These guys make mistakes. And yeah, I just don't trust Almeida at all. But not really interested. Dog or pass. You know what's interesting? That over 1.5. That's interesting because, again, it's line like he's a fucking murderer, and he barely got the under 1.5 on Budka. He got it by 15 seconds.
Yep.
But Ihor Potieria is a much more functional fighter than Dylan Budka. So give me the over 1.5. Wait a minute. Is that the real line or is that a TV line?
I
believe this should be correct.
Then absolutely will be playing an over 1.5 here. I actually think that's interesting. Maybe I'm crazy.
I like it.
ASM, I appreciate you. I'm reading the chat. I'm reading it. It doesn't mean I need to respond to you on the channel here, my friend. Potieria, is it live? Yeah, it's live. Yeah, we're reading the chat. I'm reading the parts I want to read. Yeah, we're reverse trolling you. Then the bookies have a hard time lining anyone. Yeah, I get it. Like, Ihor, man, like, there's just a part of him that's like, a little bit sketchy, but I get it. It's just you can't lay Cesar in a parlay. You can't play Cesar inside the distance here. There's just something waiting to go wrong. Oh, wait, do you remember the fact that Cesar Almeida actually kind of likes using clinch and takedowns in his own right? Do you guys remember that? Because Ihor's actually kind of like not the worst striker offensively. So what if Cesar's like, oh shit, like, I'm gonna clinch this guy up, land some elbows, and then all of a sudden he's working some top control and going to the end. So
because he was supposed to do that versus Kopylov, and Kopylov grappled his ass. So no, I'm not putting my money on that, and I'm not betting that.
Kopylov outstruck him and outgrappled him. That's the thing, is like, he's a badass kickboxer, but he's really not a finisher. You know what I mean? He's really not like a crazy one-shot guy. So that's why this line really doesn't make any sense. Like he beats you down with leg kicks over time and stuff like that. He doesn't really just hit you with one big shot. He's not Alex Pereira, that's for sure. So.
Yeah, I was just speaking ways that the fight could go over. So
I know
I
think it goes over.
I think it
goes
chill,
over,
brother.
Sure.
Chill, brother. Or PTSD got you there. I don't know what happened. You were shaking with rage. That was crazy. All right, we got you. I don't know. Me? Something happened. Yeah, something happened.
Game?
Yeah, you were shaking there. I don't know what happened, man. That was a very crazy reaction to me saying that he could wrestle in that Kopylov fight, and you got a little excited there.
What? Are we not trying to be excited about the fights? Should I be like, okay, well, this is what's gonna happen here.
I actually like that.
No, you're not even supposed to break him down. You're just supposed to talk with ASM. Hold his hand through it.
No, but you know what?
Okay.
I actually I'm gonna quickly answer ASM. The reason why I'm not the MMA guru, the reason why I am guru was because I was the MMA guru originally on Instagram when I was just Instagram and I didn't even really use Twitter at all. And he didn't have an Instagram, so I thought I had an original name. And then I was TV got me into Twitter, and all of a sudden I figured out that this dude's a giant YouTube personality. So I had to change my name, and I've stuck with Guru in a different way. I'm just Guru Scouting MMA.
That's just what kind of name is ASM? No,
ASMR.
Definitely not a.
Come here talking crap with that kind of name, bro. Come on, man. Do better, ASM.
But I thought I'd give him an honest answer, but we'll see
fair enough.
About it.
Hey, listen, as long as you're here having fun with the boys, that's all we can ask for, right? And
it's all good with me.
Man, you want to talk about layer cake, chat for Blood Money? Look at the cake on OSP when he's fighting this weekend. I mean, that thing's got layers. My word. The new Venom Pants doing this man justice. It's like a competition between him and Norma Dumont for the most robust. Yeah, it's crazy. But and then Ryan Spann, Superman. I don't know if he can be my Superman, honestly. He's got some kryptonite, and it's diving face first into takedowns and getting elbowed to sleep as he holds on to a single leg. And it's also getting finished by people that, it's not ideal. Like, if you're really an up-and-coming guy, you'd think you'd put away Anthony Smith. Not the one time, but the 2 times, right? Like, come on, man. They even gave you a second go-around. Hey, you didn't get finished that time by submission or anything, but, he's doing the best that he can. So Ryan Spann, -245. What could possibly go wrong? I'd say everything, but the fact that OSP had to pull out last time, they rescheduled this. I mean, OSP, let's be serious. I mean, Kennedy, he put up some crazy output. That fight was nuts. Both those guys were moving in slow motion the entire fight. Like, Kennedy is not really like an explosive athlete per se. He's like very clunky. They tried to turn like an absolute gigantic, huge reach, huge height advantage into like something, and the pieces just never really fully came together. And a guy like OSP is going to pick you apart every time. Ryan Spann, I feel like his round 1 equity is just so much above a guy like Kennedy's. And he fights out of the same gym that Kennedy was fighting out of. So this is revenge. And for Alonzo Menafield too, back when he was at Fortis. Ultimately, though, am I playing -245 Ryan Spann? No, I'm probably not. ASM probably has them in like a parlay or something. So best of luck.
I think it's like, it might be TB on a burner. He literally said TB is a genius and that you're the GOAT.
Doug, like a dead ass, I wish I could actually take credit for this, but like I really don't know what happened here. This is kind of crazy. I'm dead ass.
Probably was like 60.
I wouldn't.
They're not.
I wouldn't do that. This is just very weird. Anyways, Guru, what do you got in this fight? What do you got in this fight? I don't know. He's muted now, so yeah, he's so muted. Guru, you're very muted. So Cody, until Guru can figure out if he's muted or not.
Yeah, man, another untrustworthy ass fight. You guys said it all. OSP like somehow brought back stuff in his last fight against Kennedy, where he was able to absorb punches. He threw like 260 significant strikes. It was kind of crazy. Just shows you Kennedy's not all that good. But neither's Ryan Spann. You know, I mean, you seen the last fight against Guskov where he was able to get the takedown, take his back, flatten him out, almost had the rear naked, all that, and then slows down because he's a great hammer, terrible nail. This fight's hard to call. I'm going to go with Ryan Spann, just being younger, faster, hits hard enough. He's usually the type of athlete and fast enough with striking that puts Ovince St. Preux out, you know. So I'm going to say gets him out of there. But if he doesn't get him out of there in the first round, it's going to turn into like a 3-round just piece of crap fight, kind of like it did with like Anthony Smith and them. So unless Ryan Smith walks into like that check left hook St. Preux has. But give me Ryan Spann. I'm going to say by first round KO, but I'll be staying away from this fight. Even the over-unders are tough because if he doesn't get the first round KO, it's probably going to go like all 3, you know. So it's tough to call. But I'm going to take Spann.
Yeah, and I'm not going to be spamming the bet, but I will take Spann. Guru, is your audio back?
My audio is never gone. I just didn't click my button.
Oh, well, I tried telling you a couple of times, but you didn't listen.
You told me once and immediately passed it to Cody, which is fine. Nah. Anyway, I lean the dog here because Ryan Spann smells like, I mean, he just looks like he smells bad. And I don't know. OSP is a guy that probably has benefited from the lack of USADA. And I don't know. Somebody probably dies fairly quickly. I mean, Ryan Spann has to close the distance and touch OSP, right? So I don't know. Not my favorite. This fight is fucking weird for betting. This is a really weird betting card.
Yep.
But I lean dog or pass.
It's a bunch of untrustworthy fighters fighting a bunch of untrustworthy fighters, you know. It's a tough card to bet, I think.
Yeah. Does he do the shades thing every time?
For weigh-ins or something?
Yeah, does he do that all the time? Yes.
Yep.
I don't know if that. Yeah, I don't know. Then
he just toughen up, dude. He can't take a punch. And then you can't trust OSP. So it's like, that's fight. Terrible to call. Covert, what's up, dude?
Covert, what's going on? Appreciate you, brother. OSP, Pop Roast 3 and most several times in the past. Well, who's to say he's not back at it?
Right. Look like it.
I didn't think it would delete everything and block him. I was trying to put like a little 5-minute timeout. So I just put him in the corner.
I didn't read what he said.
Just a turd.
Yeah, that was all. He just liked attention was also.
Yeah.
But you banned him.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was just like, it's like, dog, at a certain point, like, I just went to put him in timeout real quick, and apparently they just banned him entirely, so I don't know. Whatever. I'm not really too tied up about it.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
Come talk MMA and have fun. Don't be a fucking turd.
Yeah, that's all. So, anywho,
it's that easy.
Shout out to all the guys in the chat that are real ones. We can keep the party rolling here.
Nate, Covert.
I don't think anybody's.
I guess, honestly,
Dirty
I think it's like, from a money line perspective, it's dog or pass, but I do probably have to. I probably pick Spann, right? I mean, OSP is just too slow and old. Is that generally the consensus here?
Yeah, I mean, well, he's not even that good. He's usually low output and just like backs up and fucking gets beat up. And then once somebody slows down, he beats them up. But then his durability started failing him, so he couldn't even have that. But then he showed that again against Kennedy, kind of. So it's like, if that Kennedy fight didn't happen, he didn't look like he turned back the clock and is on steroids and stuff, it'd be easy. Just say Ryan Spann. Look at what Felipe Lins did to him. He's not even that dangerous, but
oh god, that's true.
That last fight, and then Ryan Spann's so freaking suspect too, dude. You know, so
yeah, I might know someone that's betting this fight. We'll see. All right, anywho, we're on to the next one. We've got the Cookie Monster, Carla Esparza versus Tisha Tiny Tornado Torres Pennington, coming here for her second matchup post-pregnancy versus Carla Esparza, who's coming in her first matchup post-pregnancy. So this is just the mama banger of them all. While I initially was thinking... Are
you sure about that? Because that might be me.
I don't know. I'll let the crowd and the audience judge for themselves if it is truly in fact you. I leave no comment. The Cookie Monster, maybe, I don't know. Maybe she's liking what the Guru's bringing to the table. Look at this guy. He's got a nice jersey. He's got nice glasses. He's nice haircut.
Trimmed up. He's got a
Trimmed
trimmed
up,
up
right?
ear. Good
Yeah.
smile.
Look at
Okay.
this guy. Oh, he's missing some headphones over there. But
Good internet. Some headphones and
That's it.
some good internet. That's all
that's
he's
it.
missing.
It's all right. Hey, we're not perfect, right? But
No, nobody is.
But if anyone comes and attacks our guru, we do the right thing. So
Yeah, bro.
the question is, Guru, are you attacking this line? Carlos Barza plus 145, Pennington minus 175.
It's fucked up because I mean, like at first I wanted to jump on Tisha, but the line was too wide because that's like your knee-jerk reaction when somebody says the R word. But then you start digging deeper and it's like, well, stylistically, Tisha's never been a great defensive grappler, and Carla should essentially just be able to wrestle and win a fight. It's how she made it to the championship. But she also had a kid, and she's retiring. So, pass again. But hey, I didn't even realize there's 4 women's fights. I'll take the favorite in this one. Add Tisha to the parlay. It's the women's favorite Utah, Salt Lake City, Mormon parlay. Take your 4 favorite wives and you parlay them all together. And there you go. Enjoy some AIDS. Congratulations.
I tried saying earlier, what about Tisha? She's a favorite too.
I didn't hear that, and I needed to get to the breakdown first to get there. So yeah, let's put the
enough.
tiny tornado in there as well. Why not?
All right.
If you really want
Quadruple
AIDS,
T.
you better put a tornado together. So, Cody,
Cody?
do you like?
Yeah,
do you like
man.
my parlay?
Yeah, I do like it, actually. I like it. I picked all of them. I like Pennington here. It's a rematch in a fight she lost on the Ultimate Fighter a long time ago. And I just feel like since then, I mean, they're both basically the same age and all that stuff. And I mean, Carla hasn't fought in 2 years, but I just feel like since then, Carla's wrestling, you know, it's good. It's always been good, but hasn't gotten like better. And it's as she's getting older and hasn't fought for 2 years and got married and all this stuff, like it's probably not getting as good. And I feel like Pennington, since their first fight, has improved her takedown defense so much that she'll be able to keep this standing for way more time and get the win here. I think that she can outstrike Esparza. I think she can keep this fight standing. It does worry me a little bit that Esparza does come out. She's got good wrestling. You know what I mean? So it does worry me that she comes out and gets that first round, you know, gets a takedown and gets some control time and all that crap. And then you got to come out in the second round and see Tisha Pennington clearly win the last 2. Then that could be tough. But as long as she can stop the takedown in the last 2 rounds, she'll get the win. Because, I mean, I don't think she's finishing Carla Esparza because Tisha Torres don't really finish too many girls. So, but give me Tisha Pennington by decision and probably another close fight. You know, that may even go to split. It just depends what judges liking grappling and control and what judges liking damage.
Yeah, definitely. And that's where I'm not going to be the one that's trying to find out with my money on Saturday. So, I mean, like an over 2.5 minus 660, I'm going to buck off. It's like they know.
So I'm saying like the bookies, it's getting harder to bet because they won't even let you bet nothing without some of this stuff where you're like, all right, that should happen. You got to put 3 people together. You got to put Pereira, this over, and Harrison together to get minus 170. Like they just won't let you bet any of the good stuff no more, you know? So makes it definitely tougher. Then you get with the judges or refs taking points away, standing people up different stuff. And then the judges, dude, it's hard to win bets these days. Judges working for the bookies. It's crazy.
It's hard out here for a player.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've seen a lot of people take down Tisha also. I mean, Angela Hill had to resort to a little takedown action. Mackenzie Dern gets plenty of control time. And yes, I get it. Like, there definitely is a path for Carla. I just, like, every fighter I've been like, nah, a lot of fighters aren't great after they have pregnancy, but this one's going to be different. And, like, I just can't pull the trigger on Carla for those reasons, right?
Yeah.
I'm out. So there we go. We made it. It's Court, the Crusher McGee. Is he just the can crusher, or is he truly the crusher? That's what we're here to find out. Versus Tim Dirty Bird Means. Man, this should be the prime uncles drunk at the barbecue, throwing down in the backyard over the last, steak coming off the grill, not being cooked right. You let me get that spatula. And next thing you know, they're brawling and heading into the pool. So
there's only one Keystone Light left in the cooler.
Oh man, are the mountains blue? Oh no, that's Coors. I'm sorry. But Yeah, that's exactly it, man. So ultimately, I think the biggest thing that stood out to me in doing the research for this fight was the cardio perspective and knowing that Court McGee is actually born and raised from Utah. So he's out here to put on a show in Salt Lake City, open up the card with his cheering, adoring fans and family as Tim Dirty Bird Means hops in the jalopy and drives across the country from to get ready to fight. I think listen, I love Tim Means overall. I think I've cashed plenty of nice ticket on him, wrestling his way, using his vet savvy. I just think like we've seen this guy melt from a cardio perspective recently when he's not fighting at elevation. And Court McGee, we've seen this guy absolutely iced by some good power punchers. And yeah, I mean, Alex Morono, it was like, oh, he should be able to finish him then, and he doesn't. It's like, does Tim Means finish him? I don't think so. And if that's the case, plus 160, if the fight's headed towards the distance at over 2.5 minus 200, I think this is one of the ones where they have it wrong. I don't think Means is winning a decision here. I think he's going to need the early finish to test Court McGee's chin and put him out. He doesn't even have the reach advantage. He's 4 inches taller, but they've got the same reach. And I think McGee, like, his striking isn't great. It's really not fantastic. But I mean, when you're putting his athleticism versus Tim Means' athleticism instead of having to fight Mr. One Jeremiah, I'm going to scream in the camera, Wells. It's a totally different story. So I got to go Court McGee at plus 160. I haven't pulled the trigger yet. That would be my third bet if I did. What do you got, Guru? Oops, he did it again.
So for this, are you on? Is he on? You back? We back?
Guru, you were still muted when you went to talk again there.
Do you want me to go? You can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was asking you to, but then your mic didn't work too.
I don't want to listen. I don't want to step on any of the toes here. You know what I'm saying? This is Cody. This is Cody's show now. It's right. Cody, and it's Cody's show now. What up, Cody?
What is Cody? What up, dude?
Can't
wait to do his show again coming up.
Oh yeah.
So anyways, we'd love to see you, man. Great show. Yeah, I see a lot of red when I look on these guys' tapologies, but honestly, like getting knocked out by Matt Brown and Jeremiah Wells is like not a big fucking deal, man. Like that's gonna happen. What's not great, I don't love the look of getting knocked out by Uros Medic. Yeah, I mean, that's the way that you're going to lose to the guy, but he's not very good. And I think TB kind of touched on the big part of it is I do feel that Court McGee has better cardio and Tim Means kind of needs an early finish. And I'm not sure that he's going to get one here over Court McGee. Court McGee's actually from this area, or at least lives in training in this area. So in Utah. So I actually kind of like Court McGee. Don't be surprised if one of these guys, if not both, end up retiring. But give me Court as a dog here. The line should be fucking pick 'em. Well, like minus 140 or something. Like this isn't egregious. So I'm gonna find the best line and probably take a stab, see where the market's cooking as well. But I got a dog here.
Yeah, man. I agree with both you guys. The fight should be close. Both guys got wrestling backgrounds. I don't see either guy getting this fight to the ground, really. Like, even if they like try, I don't see either one's holding them down. But I don't think Court McGee is going to take down Tim Means. I don't think Tim Means is taking down Court McGee. And then in a striking match, like McGee's got decent boxing. You know what I mean? He's not throwing many leg kicks. He's got decent boxing, and usually he's pretty durable, and he's got excellent cardio. Most of the fights he wins is fights where he's going to be able to take guys down, though, and grind on them. You know what I mean? If you go look back through his wins, most of them aren't just like stand up. He did have a close fight with Alex Morono in his last fight, but like Morono kept pulling guillotine and trying to get the guillotine and ending up on his back, because you're not going to choke out Court McGee. And he's usually pretty durable. I don't know if Means is going to knock him out, but in this fight, I got to go with Tim Means because he throws more volume on the feet. He throws way more kicks, and he's got more power on the feet, in my opinion. So if anybody's going to clip somebody or just land the bigger shots, like Tim Means got excellent step-in knees. You see him hit Andre Fiallo. Andre Fiallo hurt him in the first round. He comes in to kind of hurt him, and Tim Means just like times a perfect like step-in knee, drops him, ends up getting the later finish. But yeah. And I don't hate anybody taking the Court McGee, at that odds at home, because he's gonna fight for your money. I just like him more when he's gonna be able to use his grappling. because that's when I'm going to be, because he's a little slower, you know, and he's getting up there in age too. They're both up there. They're both, you know, I think 39 and 40, 41 or something like that. So, but give me Means. I just think that he throws way more volume. I like that he throws kicks. He's got good knees, and I think he's going to hit harder. You know, I think he could land the bigger shots throughout the fight. But I mean, the over 2.5 is good, but it's like both these dudes have gotten sparked a couple times lately. So maybe one of them could land big on the other one and get it done. But just because of durability problems, not really because they both hit so hard. But give me Means. Not confident. Won't be betting him or nothing like that.
Fair enough. So I think that brings us to our sad conclusion here. Had an absolutely awesome time. All you guys in the chat, minus maybe a select person, but no, seriously, I appreciate everyone who comes out, joins the Chronic Combat family for an evening, and appreciate all you crazy people that come out every week and have a great time with us. So let's enjoy these fights. Thank you so much to everyone in the chat once again. But Cody, before we pass this off to one guru to do the thing here, what do you got to say for the people? Where can they find you at, my friend?
Yeah, Blood Money MMA Bets on YouTube, and then Blood Money MMA Bets on Twitter. It's where I post most of my content and my bets and stuff like that. And yeah, just good luck, everybody. Appreciate everybody. It's the same old dudes, you know, in all the chats that are awesome as fuck and just support the community all the time. Daz and Effie and Cody, and they all run good shows too. I mean, Cody, Effie, have great shows, and go check them guys out. Nate Brown, Cover, MMA Bets puts out excellent stuff on Twitter, man. All these guys. So I just have fun, man. I have fun coming out and breaking. I don't get on too many shows. I usually have a ton of shit to do, usually with work and all that. But when I can, man, I make sure it's with people I enjoy to do shows with and stuff, and put out good content, and are just good people overall. So just had a good time hanging out with everybody tonight, man. It was awesome. It's fun.
Hell yeah.
We really, really appreciate your time, Cody. I know you had a really busy day today, and really just love chatting it up with you, man. We were just kind of saying it's been too long, but we know how busy you've been, so we just really appreciate you taking the time. I guess quickly I'll say we didn't get to address this solid comment because he just commented it from Aussie. McGee hasn't won in the distance since 2010. What about fight goes the distance minus 180? Yeah, I mean, I think that McGee wins the decision. Minus 180 is it's a fun parlay piece if you're trying to get some early aids to start the night, but it's a little chalky.
Yeah, that's good information, though, Aussie fight fan. That's good stuff.
100%.
Finished nobody in 15 years, decade and a half.
Yeah, I'm not picking him because I expect him to finish Tim Means. I do expect him to kind of win a decision.
Yo.
Seriously, guys, Reddy, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you're following my unbelievable co-host, TB Scouting MMA, over on Twitter, Verdict, Instagram, Picket, Tapology, and Bet MMA. And you can follow me, the Guru Scouting MMA, over on Twitter, Verdict, Instagram, Picket, and Tapology. Don't worry, we are back next week. Unfortunately, it's from the Apex, but fortunately, it's going to be TB's birthday. So we're going to be partying it up. We're going to have a cheeseburger with Tatsuru Taira, and it's going to be a great fucking time. So make sure you're there. Be safe out there, and let's make some money. Mets up.